Hey, what's up with you?
Hey, baby.
Ain't seen you all day. Hiding from this one?
No.
Hello? I'm finna come outside right now, bro. Alright.
Early. Hey, check this out, gang. If you fuck with me, please don't go on the internet telling people that you single, then come back fuck with me behind closed doors and think I ain't gonna say nothing and we gonna pop back out like nothing happened. No. Slow your roll. Go back on the internet and tell the people that you back fucking with me and you not single no more. And then we good, little folks. For sure.
When I was on the phone, I heard it.
A rising figure in music and social media, Lucas Coly built a reputation that stretched far beyond his early beginnings. His online presence attracted millions of viewers, while his relationship with Amber Harrison turned into one of the most visible partnerships in the digital space. Together, they shared years of public attention, creating content that gave fans a glimpse into their personal world. But as the spotlight grew brighter, so did the scrutiny. Questions about the stability of their long-term relationship began circulating, with followers speculating about what was happening behind the carefully curated images and posts. For years, the pair navigated both support and criticism, with many observers convinced their story reflected more than what was publicly shown. Then came the sudden silence, broken only by a brief message that left more questions than answers. Within hours, reports began to emerge, drawing attention to a chain of events that no one had anticipated. What happened in those final moments? What role did the pressures of fame, public relationships, and private struggles play in shaping the outcome? As details surfaced, so did conflicting narratives. Some accounts focus on the strain within the partnership, others on the private battles Coly faced away from the stage. In the middle of it all stood Amber, forced into the public eye once again, this time under circumstances neither she nor anyone close to Lucas could control. The story is not just about one person's rise and fall. It is about the quiet buildup, the turning points that went unnoticed, and the sudden end that left fans searching for explanations. What truly unfolded between Lucas Coly and the life he built? The answers lie within a timeline that is both public and deeply private. If you enjoy real crime stories that uncover the truth, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us share real cases, spread awareness, and give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Uncovered, where we examine the cases that shake communities and expose what happened behind closed doors. Real stories, real people, real impact. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Lucas Coly was born in France before relocating to the United States at an early age. His cultural identity was split between his French heritage and American upbringing, a duality that later shaped both his artistic style and the way audiences connected with him. Growing up, he was exposed to multiple languages and musical traditions, which allowed him to blend influences in ways that stood out against the typical rap landscape. From a young age, Coly showed interest in music. Unlike artists who follow a conventional path through studios or formal training, his earliest experiments happened at home. He recorded freestyles on basic equipment and used readily available online platforms to share them. These platforms provided him not just with exposure, but with a direct feedback loop from audiences. The response to his early content confirmed to him that there was an audience eager for his sound. He first turned to social media channels such as Vine, where short-form videos gave emerging talents an opportunity to be noticed. His use of the space demonstrated an understanding of digital culture at a time when platforms were beginning to dictate trends in music. With consistency, his videos circulated widely, gaining traction not only in the United States, but also in communities abroad that appreciated his bilingual expression. The transition from anonymous uploads to wide recognition was gradual but measurable. His ability to merge French and English lyrics set him apart from other artists in the same space. Each release gained more attention, and soon Coly was no longer just another user on a platform. He was recognized as a figure shaping the sound and style of a new generation of internet-driven musicians. How does someone go from internet fame to the spotlight of global attention so quickly? The early momentum translated into key milestones that defined Coly's career. One of his first major turning points was the release of extended freestyles that circulated beyond social media platforms. These videos were picked up by blogs and shared across forums, giving him credibility beyond a casual viewer base. His consistency helped build recognition, and his catalog grew from short clips into full projects. Coly's music releases gained traction because they reflected a balance between accessibility and uniqueness. Songs with catchy hooks appealed to a mainstream audience, while bilingual delivery maintained authenticity for fans who valued originality. His projects received millions of streams across platforms, reinforcing the perception that his success was not manufactured, but earned directly through audience support. Collaboration was another element of his rise. Coly worked with fellow internet personalities and emerging musicians, leveraging the strength of collective exposure. This strategy expanded his reach into multiple fan communities, each feeding into the growth of his brand. These collaborations were not limited to music alone. Many included lifestyle content, further positioning him as a versatile entertainer. Throughout this period, Coly made a deliberate decision to remain independent. While offers and opportunities were reportedly available, he built his identity on resisting the pressure to conform to industry expectations. This independence became central to his image. For many fans, he was proof that artists could succeed without compromising. His refusal to sell out was frequently discussed in online conversations, strengthening his appeal as someone genuine in a space often criticized for artificiality. Beyond music, Coly extended his influence into broader online culture. He adapted quickly to shifts in platforms, maintaining relevance through Instagram, YouTube, and later newer applications that shaped the digital entertainment industry. His content strategy blended lifestyle glimpses with professional material, keeping audiences engaged across multiple touchpoints. Public perception during this period largely reinforced a narrative of authenticity. Supporters considered him an artist who remained close to his roots, never abandoning the style that first gained him recognition. For a generation increasingly skeptical of traditional celebrity models, Coly represented a new kind of fame, built directly with the audience, bypassing corporate structures. Does early fame add pressure that most people never see? Amber Harrison emerged as an influencer in her own right before her connection with Lucas Coly. She built a following through lifestyle content, showcasing fashion, daily routines, and personal insights that resonated with an audience drawn to relatable personalities. By the time her path crossed with Coly's, she already understood how to engage with online audiences, making her a natural partner in a shared digital space. Their relationship began privately before becoming public knowledge. Early appearances together on social media sparked curiosity, and as the partnership became official, it quickly turned into a focal point of their respective brands. Unlike typical celebrity couples who shield private life, Coly and Harrison leaned into visibility, creating content that merged entertainment with personal storytelling. The timeline of their partnership extended over several years, making them one of the more stable figures in the shifting influencer landscape. They collaborated on a joint YouTube channel that featured vlogs, challenges, and behind-the-scenes glimpses of their lives. These videos attracted significant viewership, reinforcing their image as a strong couple navigating fame together. The transparency of their content gave fans a sense of inclusion, making the relationship itself part of the entertainment value. As their online presence grew, the pair became widely recognized as a power couple within influencer culture. Their dynamic was marketed through collaborations, appearances, and mutual promotion, which further strengthened their combined reach. Followers were drawn not only to their individual work, but to the chemistry they presented as a unit. This approach created both opportunity and complexity. While their relationship drove engagement and contributed to their success, it also transformed their private lives into part of the brand. Every public disagreement, absence, or subtle shift in tone became a topic of speculation among audiences. What happens when a relationship becomes part of a brand? Lucas Coly and Amber Harrison spent years in the public eye, presenting themselves as a couple whose lives were deeply intertwined with their careers. From joint videos to frequent social media posts, their image was built on consistency and visibility. Yet, over time, that public presence began to change. Fans who had closely followed their journey noticed signs of strain. Fewer joint appearances and collaborations became apparent, sparking speculation about whether their relationship was facing difficulties. Online communities tracked patterns. Missing posts during certain periods, subtle changes in body language during live appearances, and ambiguous captions that hinted at disconnection. The absence of their once regular joint content created a noticeable void that fueled questions. Breakup rumors began circulating across forums and social platforms. Followers compared older posts filled with coordinated captions to newer updates that appeared more individualistic and distanced. Some pointed out that Coly seemed to focus more on his solo career and personal branding, while Amber occasionally shared cryptic messages about personal growth and independence. Amber's later public comments provided further insight. She explained that she had attempted to support Lucas during times of difficulty, encouraging him to seek help and confront issues she described as ongoing. However, she also revealed that her efforts were not met with acceptance. According to her, he resisted the support offered and declined to pursue the changes she believed were necessary. The difference between their public image and private reality highlighted the tension between perception and truth. On the outside, they were seen as a successful and influential couple. Behind the scenes, however, challenges persisted that were not immediately visible to public. How much can outsiders really know about the truth behind curated posts? The final hours of Lucas Coly's life were marked by a series of actions that, in hindsight, have been examined in detail. According to reports, his last known movements place him in Las Vegas, where he was residing at the time. Witnesses and records confirmed that he remained largely private during this period, with little activity indicating what was about to unfold. One of the most critical moments came through social media. Just hours before the event, Lucas posted a message on Instagram that read, "I love y'all," accompanied by an orange heart emoji. While brief, the post quickly gained attention after the news of his death surfaced. For many, it became a symbolic farewell, though at the time of posting, its meaning was not immediately understood. What followed was even more direct. According to Amber Harrison, she was on the phone with Lucas during his final moments. She described hearing a gunshot while still connected to the call. Immediately, she responded with alarm, reportedly saying, No, he did it. Mom, call 911. This account suggested that she was not only aware of the act as it happened, but was among the first to attempt to trigger emergency response. Authorities were contacted, and emergency services were dispatched. Despite the rapid response, the outcome was already irreversible. Amber's immediate reaction placed her at the center of the timeline, both as a direct witness to the sound of the gunshot and as the individual who called for intervention. These final hours underscored the complexity of the situation. The Instagram message, the phone call, and the emergency response together formed a sequence of events that left investigators and the public asking critical questions about intervention. Could anyone have intervened in those final moments? Once the incident occurred, official confirmation was required before the public could be informed. The responsibility fell to the Clark County Coroner's Office in Las Vegas. After examination, the office confirmed the cause of death as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This confirmation transformed speculation into verified fact, closing any uncertainty about the manner of his passing. Law enforcement also provided statements regarding the incident. Their communication followed standard procedure, noting the nature of the death without extending into unnecessary detail. The phrasing was clinical, intended to provide accuracy without commentary. This method of release aligned with typical practices in cases of confirmed suicide, where information is shared responsibly but inevitably becomes public record. Soon after, Lucas's manager issued a statement of his own. Beyond acknowledging the loss, the manager emphasized the significance of Coly's artistic contributions. He referred to him not only as a client, but as someone considered family, highlighting his independence as an artist who refused to compromise his values. In a statement, the manager urged fans to continue streaming Lucas's music as a way of preserving his legacy and ensuring his work remained recognized. The timing of these announcements created an additional layer of discussion. News outlets and social media platforms circulated the details rapidly, often before friends and extended family could fully process what had taken place. The speed at which information spread meant that fans were receiving updates almost in real time, with the official coroner's report serving as confirmation rather than revelation. This raised broader questions about how tragic details become public so quickly. In an era of instant communication, news travels faster than ever, and individuals directly affected by loss may find themselves facing public awareness before private acceptance. Why do tragic details often emerge publicly before families can process them privately? In the days following the confirmation of Lucas Coly's death, Amber Harrison faced an immediate flood of attention. Her social media accounts, which had once been a platform for collaborative content and lifestyle updates, became the center of speculation and scrutiny. The volume of messages, both supportive and critical, overwhelmed her to the point where she disabled the comment sections on her posts. This decision indicated how quickly the narrative had shifted from mourning to public interrogation. Amber's initial responses came not in lengthy written statements, but in carefully chosen symbols. She posted images of flowers alongside a song widely recognized as a memorial anthem, Dancing in the Sky. These posts function as indirect expressions of grief, while avoiding direct confrontation with the ongoing speculation about her role in Lucas's final days. Eventually, Amber addressed the backlash directly. In video statements, she argued that she had done all she could during their long-term relationship. She described efforts to provide support, but also suggested that, at some point, continued attempts became ineffective. She presented this as a reason she had to prioritize her own well-being. Her statements were clear in their message. She should not be blamed for choices that were ultimately not hers to make. One of the most significant revelations came when Amber described her final phone call with Lucas. According to her account, she was speaking with him in the moments leading up to his death. She said she heard the gunshot during the call and reacted in real time, immediately urging for emergency assistance. This disclosure added weight to her defense, while simultaneously intensifying the public's fixation on her role in the tragedy. Should someone grieving publicly be held accountable for private struggles that took place behind closed doors? The public reaction to Amber's statements revealed a deep division among fans and observers. On one side were those who accused her of abandonment, arguing that a partner should remain committed regardless of personal difficulty. On the other side were supporters who recognized the complexity of long-term relationships under stress, pointing out that individuals cannot be forced to seek help if they refuse it. This division quickly transformed into a broader discussion about victim blaming in the context of mental health-related deaths. Many argued that holding Amber responsible ignored the personal agency involved in Lucas's final act. Others countered that her departure from the relationship might have acted as a triggering event. This debate highlighted the lack of consensus on where responsibility lies when mental health crises intersect with intimate relationships. Beyond personal judgments, the controversy drew attention to parasocial relationships between public figures and their audiences. Fans who followed the couple for years often felt entitled to explanations, as though their long-standing digital access granted them insider knowledge. The expectation that Amber should provide detailed accounts of her private life exemplified how blurred the lines between public and private can become in online culture. Do fans cross the line when demanding explanations from grieving partners who are already under public scrutiny? Lucas Coly's story cannot be separated from the pressures of modern online celebrity. Unlike traditional fame, digital platforms create direct interaction between creators and audiences. This access brings financial and social rewards, but also exposes personal struggles to constant observation. The pressure to maintain a consistent image online leaves little space for acknowledging weakness or seeking help. In addition, long-term relationships in the public face unique challenges. When a relationship becomes part of the brand, any sign of tension attracts speculation. Rumors of separation or conflict are magnified, and ordinary disagreements can become international talking points. For couples like Lucas and Amber, maintaining a private life separate from their public narrative may have been nearly impossible. Another element is the stigma surrounding mental health in the entertainment industry, particularly for men. Seeking professional help is often portrayed as a weakness, conflicting with the image of confidence expected from performers. Without supportive systems, many artists manage struggles privately, leaving those close to them to carry the weight of their silence. Are artists given enough support structures to manage private struggles while maintaining the constant demands of public visibility? In the aftermath, tributes poured in from fans and peers across platforms. Many shared clips of Lucas's performances and content, framing his work as a lasting piece of his legacy. Online memorials emphasize his role as an independent artist who had influenced younger creators. His manager issued public statements urging fans to continue streaming Lucas's music as a way of preserving his contribution to the industry. He highlighted that Lucas had remained independent in an industry where many compromise, suggesting that his catalog deserved recognition beyond the tragedy of his death. Amber, meanwhile, retreated from frequent posting after her initial responses. Her silence became another subject of debate, with some interpreting it as withdrawal and others as a reasonable attempt to avoid further confrontation. The absence of updates ensured that speculation about her role and her ongoing grief persisted. Discussions about the case did not end quickly. Instead, they became part of a larger conversation about accountability, privacy, and the limits of public interest. The debate highlighted unresolved questions about how much responsibility partners bear in mental health crises, and how much space grieving individuals should be allowed in the public sphere. Will Lucas Coly's story be remembered as a cautionary tale about mental health and fame, or will it fade into the cycle of forgotten headlines? The story of Lucas Coly raises issues that remain unanswered. What specific factors contributed to his tragic decision, and how do they fit together? Was the deterioration of his relationship with Amber a key element, or one of several pressures converging at once? Should the public reconsider the way it engages with celebrities, especially during moments of visible crisis? What systems need to be in place to prevent future tragedies, not only for artists, but for anyone facing similar struggles? If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.